The most scary story I had in my life. I used to be an adventurous tomboy of a girl when I finally became 10. My grandfather allowed me to play in the woods bordering the backyard. There was a drop-off. He threw his leaves down and sticks and grass clippings when tidying up the front and backyard. The drop-off got longer because of the years and different trees he had trimmed himself. So the end of the drop-off was mostly sticks and leaves, and some growing plants at the bottom. It wasn't a long drop, but I couldn't go down it to get into the woods, and I wasn't allowed to play in it while in the woods because my grandfather thought maybe a fox or something lived in it. There was a little stream that wasn't even as deep as my chute that went into a swamp area, and around 2 miles into the woods, there was a river with a waterfall. I wasn't allowed to go out at night, and I had to stay where I could see the house, and I was always checked up on regularly, so couldn't venture around when out in the day. So I did what any 11-year-old dumb kid does and snuck out at night. I climbed out of my window, onto a slightly inclined roof, went onto the roof of the back porch and climbed down to the railing, and jumped down, and went off into the woods. No flashlight, nothing, but a thing of rope, and a lighter I had found with my grandfather's. Anyhow, I started my way into the dock and heard many things of the woods. I wasn't afraid at all, I just wanted to see the woods entirely. It was a peaceful night walk when suddenly, all of the sounds stopped. I had gotten to a small clearing that was illuminated by the full moon and stars. In the darkness I saw a small herd of deer. They were still, and not looking at me but into the woods beyond where it was too dark to see into. I stopped as well, and heard my breath, and the whole world got even more silent. Then out of nowhere there was a large crashing of brush, toward where the deer were looking. Something was running at us. The deer all panicked and ran past me, and I ran as fast as I could after I saw the glowing eyes of something large coming out of the woods. Whatever ran behind me ran quite silently, or it was just the sound of my heart in my ears that made it sound that way. I didn't know where I was going. I was an idiot for following the direction the deer were going. I was lost and running for my life. I noticed that I actually was running in the right direction, as I found the tree I usually climbed that was at the edge of where I was allowed to go. So I climbed it, all the way until I couldn't climb it anymore. I looked down and saw below the tree was a massive mountain lion that was walking around funny. I tied myself to the tree and stayed there the entire night. In the light of day, I got back to the house safely, but was scared to death. Turns out the mountain lion had rabies, and was later tracked down and put to sleep.